All right, 8:34 is your time, and we are covering the Rhode Island economy now. The state's unemployment numbers were released overnight. And joining us now with more in-depth analysis of the numbers, Laura Hart from the Department of Labor and Training. Good morning to you, Laura.
Good morning.
All right, so actually some pretty significant progress being made. We dropped 0.4 of a percentage points in the past month, right?
I think significant is the adjective that we're going for. We're very excited about it. And one of the things about the unemployment rate, it can go down for the right reasons or the wrong reasons. And this month we're seeing it go down for the right reasons. The number of employed Rhode Island residents, it went up at the same time that the number of unemployed Rhode Island residents went down. And that's all part of that equation that figures out the unemployment rate. So it's for good reasons.
All right, so where do we see the biggest gains then?
The biggest gains, you're looking at two different things. The biggest gains would be in terms of the number of employed Rhode Islanders. Rhode Island job numbers, which we also talk about, is a different survey, and that news is not as encouraging this month.
Yes, because we lost over 2,000, didn't we, for the month?
We did. We lost about 2,600 jobs over the month. That's the estimate right now. One thing that we know about it, though, is with accommodation and food services and retail trade. Those are the two sectors that saw the biggest hits, but you have to remember that we are seasonally adjusted numbers. So we're trying to hit par. We're trying to hit what we expect to average at this time of year. And the month before, we saw big gains in that area.
Gotcha.
So that makes us think that actually the retail trade season and accommodation and food service season was actually extended a little bit this year, was a little longer, and that's why we're seeing the job losses now instead of last month when we expected them.
So there more than one reason. Is there more than one reason for the significant number in, the 0.4 of a percentage point drop? Any particular reason that you're seeing, or a trend, perhaps?
Well, the trend has been slow and steady progress.
Right.
One of the things that we know is that we are moving, our recovery, the pace of it is moving faster than the nation, but we have to be because we are lagging behind the nation. So this is what we want to do. We want to move more quickly than we have been so that we can catch up, and we are closing that gap.
Yeah, because really we have here every month about this time, and usually the drop has been just 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and finally we're getting a bigger drop.
Let's hope that that keeps happening, Danielle.
And still the national average is what, 7.7%, so we're still about 1.5 to 2 points behind that at this point, right?
That's right.
We've got spring and summer ahead of us, and again, you always talk about seasonally adjusted numbers and things like that, but do you still predict that we'll continue on this path? I mean, you're hopeful, I'm sure.
If I were in the business of predicting, I don't think I would have a job, Danielle, because I don't think I would have predicted a lot of people couldn't predict what happened in this recent recession. I do think that our trend, we've had 8 months of drops in the number of unemployed in Rhode Island. So I think that is pretty solid. I think we're going to see that continue, but that's about as far out on a limb as I'm going to go.
Yeah, you don't go too far out on the limb, but we appreciate you even creeping a little bit. All right.
I did creep.
Laura, thank you so much. We'll
you.
See you next month with the latest figures. And for more information on that recently released unemployment information, just head to our website, foxprovidence.com.